winter has kicked in, so decided let's do something different. We're baking today, yes. And since I want to eat more healthier, I decided to go with a more healthier option. Whole brand. So make sure you have this. So the ingredients is 2 eggs, 125 ml of oil and milk. So we got this. We got our cooking stencils. Got the milk. You can use any milk though. We got our oil in the bucket. Let's go fetch the eggs. I completely forgot about the eggs. The eggs. We said 2 eggs. 2 eggs. It's time for story time. So I'm back with the story for you. So once upon a time, there was these 2 girls. They grew up. This is how it looked like. I'm just gonna say it's been a while since I've made these. I've baked muffins. So then, wait. So you guys can see everything. You're able to see if I do it like this. Okay. So I'm gonna add the 2 eggs. There was those 2 girls. They both lived in a village, right? Their mothers, they grew up together and everything like that. And like they were neighbors, so they both just like instantly, they became close. They shared everything with one another. If one ate the With one ate the cats, we think I'm gonna share now. If shared only a piece of that pizza, she was gonna share, because she saw that girl as a sister. Okay, before I continue, I added the 2 eggs, 125 ml of oil. Wait, 125 ml of oil. Yeah. This is 60. Okay, yeah. This is 125. Let's see. Very important to put the right amount in. Okay. That's how it's looking. It's looking okay. So, yeah, they love one another. They both said, like when you speak with someone you're close friends with, oh, when we come out of this town, we are both gonna like we're gonna share apartment, we're gonna do everything, we're gonna explore, because that's what besties does. 330 mils of milk. So what I'm gonna do is, here's 30 mils and here's 300. So 300 here and then there's 30 mils here. That's what I feel like is, yeah, it's gonna work like that. Okay. Throw in. Now let's go fetch the other milk. This one finished, let's go fetch the other milk. Yeah, so they both go and study. One is very smart, so she gets good grades and she's always like making the top student. And then the other one is someone like, in order for her to get good grades, she needs to study very hard to like get like top marks in that. So the one, let's call the one Adriana, and let's call the other one Mika. So Adriana is the top student. Mika is the one. She's basically like a social butterfly. Okay. Now we're gonna add the 30 moles here. Better. Can you see my shoes? I'm obsessed with them. I bought them at Pick and Pay. Yeah. And then so Adriana is the one. So now you get people like that in class. I had a lot like that in class when I was in high school. Teacher can learn them something that sticks with them. They don't need to study. Get the paper, they get 100%. So that's Adriana. Mika, by the other hand, she needs to study and study and study. So Adriana always used to sit with her and help her. Tell her. Fast forward, they go to university, both studied, and now they move to the big city. Big city, Lagos. Lagos is the capital city of Nigeria. Everything is here, and let's give it a swirl and whisk. So then they both are like doing interviews and that they're both doing this like interview things. They're cheering for one another, like, yeah, you're gonna get that job, you're gonna get it. Both go to the same interviews, and every time Adrian will get the interview before her, and sometimes they go for the same interview. And then deep down, Nika starts to get like, I can see envy, jealous of her. Her heart starts to become like jealous, and jealous is something that you should never have upon you. In life, like we all can succeed and that, but never be jealous of the next person, because what God has for you is for you. You know, so that's what I'm trying to say. Never ever be jealous of the next individual. When it's your time, it's your time. I'm both going for interviews. Adriana is always getting like the job positions, but she will get the letters and then Mika's hiding the letters away. And they both are like, and then Adrian is doing like side jobs, like, to get like the bills paid, because they're both staying in a 1 bedroom house. Then one day when Mika was home before Adrian, and she starts to do this horrible thing where she knows um, Adrian as an interview the next day. What does she do? She saw Adrian iron that shirt, and that's the only shirt that she has like clean. The others is all like, your laundry day maybe is Saturday, and this interview is Thursday morning at 8. What does she do? She stands up. Mika stands up. She damages that thing, soaks her shirt. Wait, now Adrian can't go. Mika did it. Now she can't go. That's like for spiteful and bitterness. And so that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, again, she happens to come home. She has a habit of coming home before Adrian. She gets a letter, right? Finds a letter. It's Adrian's uncle sent a letter. Adrian's uncle, he made him a better life and he moved to America. And basically, he wrote like, when you ask someone from your CV, like, write like your experience, and then he's recommending, he's saying like, let's say, News 24, you have an interview there tomorrow, because she did study marketing. And then Mika keeps reading this letter that is meant for Adrian. She keeps reading it, and she was like, oh, when she comes home, I'm gonna give her a call. She read it 3 times and she made that decision. She's gonna go for that interview. But I remember her name is Mika, she's not Adrian. She decides to lie. She goes to the interview because of all her qualifications. She took all of Adrian's qualifications, all her certificates, all her things. gets that in job, moves out of the apartment, she leaves me stranded. And they said, if we both flourishing life, we will help one another. Adrian didn't know all of these things were happening. And she's praying to God, and she's like, God, like, she's trying to like make sense of it. Like, then she wrote like how many jobs she applied to, and like, even though she doesn't know behind the scenes, like, all of the stuff is meant for her. But that is happening. So what we're gonna do is preheat, preheat for 180. Okay, preheat oven. But before we preheat oven, we're gonna put some oil in it. Okay, and all of these things is happening. Normally I take like I don't really know where is it. I don't know where is it. All of these things are happening. She moves. She's busy still selling water, and it's like in Adrian is selling still water, working like in the unbearable heat and that, you know. And then one day she sees Mika's working the job that she's meant to be working, and then she gets so confused. And then 8 months, can say 8 months pause. No, let's say 3 months pause, and then she gets a phone. Basically, she gets a phone call. I'm just taking the oil. So I put a lot in the first one and swirling it around here so it doesn't stick on the. Okay, Mika is working this job and that, and she doesn't know. I have a cooking clue what's happening because in this marketing, and they're giving her like, you know, presentations, she must order, and she's drowning in it because she doesn't know what the hell is happening. She's living the life though. She's living in a luxury apartment. She's like, she has a life that like you're thinking is supposed to have, but big problem is she doesn't even know how to do the work. She don't know when she's stressed. She can't even sleep, and then she's living. She's like having stressless, sleepless nights. Okay, sleepless nights because what she did to her friend. She can't always get the work done. And the boss is like, hey, this is your qualification. You said you can do these things, but you're not even like obtaining to what you said. Basically, it's like what you give is what you get. If you say you're a technician and you get a job, you must know how to do it. And then she keeps making excuses. No, man, I'm still fresh. Give me time. The boss starts to add everything up. He's like, something is not right. Something is not right, man. And then it just happens. That's what I say. Oh, so this is how it's looking. I fought for. hmm And uncle happens to phone now. And she's like, the uncle is asking her, how's the job going? And he was like, what job? She's like, uncle. Uncle is like, I sent you a letter of reference and your CV attached to it and everything. And she's starting to puzzle everything. When Mika left, Mika said she got like a nice job, but she didn't say where specifically. Things start to add up. Boss phones Mika and says we have a meeting tomorrow morning. Don't be late. Be early. So Mika was selling. I mean, Adrian was selling water in the hot heat outside, and the people. And then happen to you, know. That's why I say what's meant for you will always come to you. What's meant for you will always come to you. Never do ugly and be bitter towards another person. God sees everything. There's better than nice. So nice. So I'm just putting more here. Yeah. And they call her up and all of that. And then she sits in the interview, she froze. Because then she sees her friend walks in the door. She can't even look at her friend. She knew this is her day. She's gonna get her day. But yeah, don't do that to people.